Good morning. I am finding myself a bit inspired to do a DIY video this morning. A DIY video on how to hang brackets for mini blinds. Why am I doing this? Well, because I got online after looking for how to do it yourself hang these new mini blinds they have out, and hearing all these men say, first of all, get your safety brackets and apply your ANSI approved safety glasses and get you a sturdy, firm surface to stand on. Well, women, I guess I'm doing this video for you because if you're anything like me, you're going to climb up on the back of your couch or anything else you can, and you're going to do your best not to fall. And they're going to tell you to get your drill. Not that girl. Don't have a drill. So here's what I do. When I go to hang this new fangled mini bracket that they've come up with to hang your blinds, because evidently old brackets aren't good enough anymore. Where are they? What did I do with it? Here it is. If you're going to do it the way I'm going to do it, which is top mount, then you have to put the screw up here, and there's also a place for a screw hole there. Well, I can't, there's nothing to screw it into for me back there, so I'm just using this one. I guess if you're doing an outside mount, you would use this one. Inside, that one. On top. Okay. So the first thing, the gentleman who do these is going to tell you is basically common sense. Make sure your brackets are evenly placed. So you don't want one way in the back and you don't want one way in the front. You pretty much want them in the same space. They're going to tell you to get your little measuring tape out and your little pencil and mark them where you want them. Not a bad idea with the pencil. I eyeball it myself on, are they even? That's what I do. I eyeball it. But back to the drill. I don't have that drill. So instead of a drill, I do have nails. So I get a nail, and I did mark my little hole where my screw's going to go, and I take a nail and I drive it up into that hole, so I got something to start my screw with, a hole for my screw to go into, so I'm not trying to just screw it into nothing, which works out pretty well. It's a little tough to screw in sometimes, but if I can do it, you can do it, right? All right. The gist of this is this new bracket. You look at this and you try to figure out how this bracket holds this blind. And as far as I was concerned, the directions, worthless. Worthless. And the DIY videos, worthless. So after a bit, I did figure out on my own how to get the bracket to hold the blind. So to save you some time, I am just going to show you how to do it. The new blinds, grab one here, are much wider at the top than the old ones. And the old ones, you had a bracket, you just stuck it into, and it held your blind. Not so much on these. Okay, so you have your blind, you have your bracket. And your bracket's hanging up like this, into the wall. I'm going to show you how this is done, if I can get a good angle on this. Alright, I got 15 stitches in my hand, so if I can do it 15 stitches, you can do it without none. Alright, you take this, and you clip it over the top of that first, I should say, the rear of the blind. And then, no, that's not right. Let me try that again. I'm backwards already. You take this, and it's going to be hanging like this. You're going to take this bottom clip, and you're going to put it behind your blind. And then you're pushing it on there, and you push it on there, and originally I had to bend it up to get it to clip on like that. I made it look just real easy because I have jacked with it so much that mine's a little bent out of shape, or it's a little worn in. So it just snaps right on. And your bracket screw is right there. So when it's hung, that's what it's going to look like on the back. That's going to go under there first. See if I can get this off, and we'll do this again. All right, you're going to take this. You're going to put there's a little lip on there. You can see it right there, right? All right, you're going to slide it onto the back of your bracket. And then if you have to, you're going to lift the top of this up a little bit and push. And it snaps right on. And that is how this bracket holds the mini blind. It's not difficult if you know how to do it. But when you don't know how to do it, you're sitting there and you're trying to do it like the old blinds. Let's get this off again. And you're thinking, okay, well, I hang it like this. How does this go in there? It don't. It don't. So don't even try. Don't waste your time. You have to take it, little clip thing on the back, hook it into the bottom of the blind, and then lift this up, top up if need be. I don't have to do that anymore because I've jacked with it so much. I will on my next one, but I don't on this one. And then you just stick it in, and your blind is hung. Of course, you got to do that on this side too. Now, that's pretty common sense, but that's what the gentleman would tell you. Do both sides. So, that, my girlfriends, is how you hang a newfangled mini blind with the newfangled brackets. That's why I have stitches, because I've done moves like that. But that's it. As you can see, I've got all this light coming in behind me. Well, that's because my dog ate the mini blind. Well, not my dog, my sister's dog, but nonetheless, if you have a dog or a cat, if you forget to raise the blind and they can't see out, they're going to tear them up. That's why I go to the Family Dollar and get my mini blinds, because they're like $8 compared to, I don't know, 48 at your local hardware store. I won't be throwing none of them out, so I will just say hardware store. And I will tell you my next FYI video, no, DIY, I'm sorry, do it yourself video, is going to be on how to change a tire, because I mastered that craft yesterday. 52 years old, first time I ever changed a tire. Not as easy as it looks, but not as hard as you might think it is either, once you get all the tit for tats down. You know where to put your jack, and you know how to use your jack, the junky little jack they give you with your car. Because there are some nice jacks out there that I guess are a whole lot easier to use, but I figured out how to change the tire all on my own. Had a gentleman come up to see me after I was done and tightening the lug nuts on the little donut tire, and he said, "Let me make sure those are tight enough for you so the wheel don't fall off when you're going down the road." Okay, go ahead, strong man. Hercules, Hercules. You know, tighten the little bolts if it makes you feel better, or lug nuts or whatever they're called. But girls, when I get to the DIY video on how to do a tire, I will assure you that I will reaffirm to you that you need to make sure that your lug nuts are tight enough that your wheel does not fall off going down the road. Because we as women, I guess, we would not know that. Okay, well, that's all I've got for you this morning. I hope this video helped you out, and it will not take you as long as it did me to figure out these brackets, and you don't have to watch those men trying to tell you how to put up a newfangled mini blind with the newfangled bracket. It's not as hard as what you might think, as long as you don't try to go about it the old way the old brackets work. That ain't going to help you. Not at all. Do what I showed you, and you should be fine. Won't take long, but you'll do fine, I'm sure. All right, I must go. The dog I was talking about earlier ate my bra yesterday, so I have to go buy a new one of those. All right, well, I hope you have a good day, and until later, this was your DIY video with Joe.